Welcome to my sewing corner, SewFriends. My name is Ajilam. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we'll concentrate on two fashionable and lovely bodice alterations, which are the one shoulder and the crisscross bodice design. Whether you're a seasoned seamstress or a beginner, this bodice modification can add a touch of elegance and uniqueness to your work. So grab your scissors, thread your needles, and let's get started. As always, I'm going to start with the bodice pattern. So to alter this, you're going to need your basic bodice pattern, and then you're going to be drafting it in full block like I did now. This is the front full block and this is the back full block, so you need this. So I'm going to start with the front. Meanwhile, if you don't know how to draft a basic bodice pattern, I'm going to drop the link in the description box for you to check that out. So I'm going to keep the back one aside because we'll start with the front. Okay, so now this is the front piece. The first thing I'm going to do is to decide how many inches I want the crisscross strap to be. So I'll be making mine 1.5. So I'll come to this shoulder slope. You can decide whichever side to use for the crisscross. So I'll be using this, my left hand side. So just come over to the shoulder slope and mark the inches that you want your strap to be. So for mine, I'll be making it 1.5. So I'm going to place my tape like this, you can see, and then mark my 1.5. That is the point from that shoulder. It is here. And when you mark it, you're going to now connect it back to the armhole line. Okay, so just, you can use your free hand or use your French cuff, whichever one, and then connect. I'm going to use my free hand first and then connect it to meet up to the armhole, curve, just like that. Okay, now this part is off. This is what I'll be working with. Then after doing that, I'll just take my ruler to create the one shoulder for the front side. Now to create the one shoulder, you're going to place your ruler in a way that this chest area should be closed. It will not be too open. So you can see that I'm placing my ruler up a bit from this armhole line. It is 1/4 inch space there. Okay, you can see it, and then I'll connect it from this shoulder to that point. Now I have my one shoulder ready for the front piece. Okay, so this part is off. This is what I'll be working with. So this is what I need for the front pattern. So I'm going to take the back one now. We're going to alter the back. The crisscross is mostly on this back side, so I'll just alter it. Alright, so this is my pattern. Now remember that I use 1.5 for the strap. I think I use 1.5. Okay, I use 1.5 for the strap, so you need to keep that in mind. Now you can see that this back I did not add any zipper, but when I finish, before cutting on my fabric, I will now include the zipper allowance. I will not be doing that for now until I finish creating the criss-cross effect. So I'll come over to this, my right hand side, and then I'm going to be marking the inch that I use for the neck width, and for this I'm using 2 inches. So I'll just take it down. You can also use 1.5. It all depends on what you want. So I'll just mark it down, and then I'll come over to this area again and mark the same inch that I'm using, which is 1.5 for the strap. Okay, so I'm going to connect. I'm going to use the straight ruler and connect this shoulder point to this line, and I'm trying to create the crisscross effect. Okay, and then this one I'll just go ahead and mark it is 1.5. So I'll just follow the line as it is and connect it straight. Okay, this is 1.5 here, so just place it like this and connect. Now you see why I didn't add my zipper allowance. I'll be adding that when I'm done drafting the pattern. So I'll just straighten up this part, make sure that it's straight. So this is what I'll be working with now. Okay, if you don't want yours to be too big, you can make it 1 inch. It all depends on what you have in mind. So this is what I'll be working with. Now remember that this is the center back. This is the center back. So I'll cut this open, and then when I'm cutting on my fabric, I'll now include the zipper allowance. I can even do it here because this part is no longer needed. With one side, you can just cut it into 2, and that will serve for the back side. So I'll just include, let me just use this space here to add the zipper allowance, okay, so that you don't forget. So this is how I'll be cutting it out now. At the end of the day, we know that this zipper side will be inside. Cutting out the strap now. So we'll be cutting out this in 2 so that it will serve for the full back block. Now this is what I have, and this is how it should be. Okay, now the other side is going to cross over to this other side. All right, so I'm going to place this on my fabric now and cut. This is very simple, and cut it, and then I'm going to show us how to stitch it neatly. Before I cut this out on my fabric, there's something I need to explain. Now this is one side of the back, and you know that by the time I place it this way, one is going to end on this shoulder line. You know that this part is off, no, there's no shoulder, so the other one will also cross. But since there's no shoulder on this other side that's going to cross like this, you can decide where you want it to end on the front side. Okay, let me just turn this over like this so you understand better. Now this is it. There's no shoulder here, and we know that we cannot leave this open like this. So what I'm going to do is to let it cross over to the front side. You can decide to either take it straight to end on this waistline, or by the side. You can choose anywhere you want this to end. That is to say, I'm going to increase the length, or better still, you can measure it following the length. So you can decide where you want this other side to end, either by the side like this, or like this, or even straight, so that the strap will now serve as the shoulder on this end, and then it's going to end here, and then you're going to use your snap to secure it, whichever side you choose for this side, the strap to end after sewing. So as we proceed, you understand better during the sewing process. So let me just quickly cut this out on my fabric so we can start the sewing. So this is the final look of our bodice alteration for today. I hope you give this a try. That is it for today. Please subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out any of my future upload. I'll see you all in my next one.